toss the shoes out. And when she told Mr. Altimari that she still had them, he'd encouraged her to bring them by the shop and let him see if they could be salvaged. Considering how long they'd been sitting unworn in her closet, Jennifer figured she had nothing to lose. Lucio Altimari was at his workbench behind the counter when Jennifer and Boomer walked in. Mallet in hand, a leather apron secured to his wizened frame, he looked like an older version of St. Crispin, the patron saint of cobblers, whose picture was prominently displayed on the wall behind him. "Hello, Mr. Altimari," Jennifer said as the door swung closed behind her. "I got your message." The old man looked up and waved. "Ciao, Bella. Yes, I fixed them," he said in an accent redolent of Tuscany. He set aside the boot he was working on and stood, slowly working the kinks out of his back as he approached the counter. At barely 5 feet tall, the tiny, white-haired gentleman was almost a foot shorter than Jennifer. Nevertheless, with his powerful forearms and piercing blue eyes, he could be something of an intimidating figure. The eyes narrowed when he caught sight of Boomer. "Ah," he said. "Il distruttore di scarpe." Jennifer's Italian was rusty, but she was pretty sure he'd just called Boomer a shoe destroyer. "That was a long time ago," she said, "and he's really, really sorry he did it. Aren't you, Boomy?" Boomer hung his head, and Mr. Altimari shuffled into the back of the shop to retrieve her shoes. When he set them on the counter, Jennifer gasped. They looked as good as new. "These are amazing," she said, picking one up to examine it. "You'd never even know they were damaged." "I do my best," the old man said modestly. "Not perfect, but not so bad either, eh?" He showed her the bill, and Jennifer gave him her credit card. It wasn't cheap, she thought, but it was a lot less than a new pair of Manolos would be. As he handed her the receipt, the old man shot Boomer an admonitory look. "I forgive you this time," he said. "But you not touch the Ferragamos or we're gonna have words, capisci?" "Don't worry," Jennifer said. "I think Boomer's learned his lesson." Mr. Altimari wrapped the shoes in tissue paper and laid them carefully in a plain shoebox that he slipped into a paper bag. Satisfied that her dog had been sufficiently chastened, he could now move on to his favorite topic of conversation, helping Jennifer find a husband. "So, you have big plans for the weekend, yes?" "Not yet," she said. "To tell you the truth, it's been so long since I had an entire weekend off that I've forgotten how to plan for one." "You should go out, have some fun." He shook a gnarled finger at her. "You not gonna meet anybody at home." Jennifer smiled and nodded, trying not to feel irritated. Mr. Altimari meant well, and if he knew nothing of her past, it was her own fault. After leaving Vic, she'd gone out of her way to remake her life. New town, new friends, new job. Maybe if she hadn't been so eager to disavow her old life, things would be different. But there was too much at stake now for her to take the chance. Unless and until she wanted to open that Pandora's box, Jennifer told herself she'd just have to put up with a little well-intentioned meddling. "Don't worry, I'll think of something," she said. "And if I can't, I'm sure Boomer will." Boomer looked up and wagged his tail happily. I know," the old man said. "Not my business." He handed her the bag. "Buona giornata." "Molto grazie, Mr. Altimari." The L clattered by as they stepped back out and headed for the grocery store. Jennifer felt a whoosh of air as the train passed overhead, and shut her eyes against the dirt and leaves that rose up in its wake. Just 2 more errands, she thought, and they could go home. If she picked up dinner on the way, there'd be nothing to cook and no dishes to wash. There was still plenty of daylight left. Maybe the 2 of them could go down to the beach.